Let's keep this draft board train rolling. We're on to the New York Jets. Pick number 6. It's hard to believe we've done the top 5 already. But this one, I think the Jets are in the most interesting position out of any team in the top 10. And here's why. I think there's a possibility the Jets won't be picking at number 6. In fact, I'm going to explain why right here in just a second. But the Jets, they did better than what everybody thought they were going to be. I thought they were going to be about 2 or 3 win team at best. But they did way better than I thought. In fact, I respect how the Jets played this season. They were really competitive in a lot of the games they played. But I feel like the season breaker for them was the first Patriots game of the year, with the Austin Seferian-Jenkins touchdown being overturned. I think that was the ignition point of the season going downhill for the Jets, because the Jets had so much promise up to that point. Everybody was surprised by the Jets, because the Jets were in the playoff hunt for most of the year. In fact, the Jets were also very competitive against the Saints, against the Panthers, against the Falcons. So you can just imagine the Jets just winning those 3 games. They could have possibly. In fact, I feel like if the Jets could have had a chance to make a playoff run, but then Josh McCown did suffer a season-ending hand injury against the Broncos, I think it was. So I feel like if Josh McCown was healthy the whole season, maybe the Jets could have really done a lot better, maybe be a 7-win team. But I think the Jets could actually make a playoff run next year. They could maybe steal a wild card position if they can draft the quarterback that they want to get. Because I think there's a chance. As you can see on the draft board behind me, with pick number 6 for the Jets, I have quarterback position and cornerback on their draft board. Now, the reason why I put cornerback is this. Maybe the Jets, they regret missing out on Marshawn Lattimore last year, going with Jamal Adams instead of Marshawn Lattimore, who had a really excellent rookie season for the Saints. So maybe the Jets, maybe they realize they made a mistake, and maybe I feel like if Minkah Fitzpatrick, the cornerback out of Alabama, is still there at number 6, I think the Jets will take a chance on him. This is probably a pick they really wish they could have back by taking a corner with a first round pick, especially with how high of a pick the Jets had last year. But if Minkah Fitzpatrick is not available, I think they will go quarterback. But the problem is with the Jets is, let's just look at the teams that have picked ahead of the Jets already. This is basically a simulation, however you want to describe it. The whole draft board, it's almost like a simulation for an actual draft. But let's presume that the Browns took a quarterback with either pick 1 or number 4. Let's assume the Giants went with whoever the Browns didn't go with, whether it was Darnold or Rosen or whoever. Let's assume the Giants took either Darnold or Rosen. Let's assume that the Broncos took Baker Mayfield or Josh Allen. So at this point, the Jets, out of the 5 potentially first-round quarterbacks in this year's draft class, we're only talking about really 4 of them, because everybody's talking about Lamar Jackson being a wide receiver in the NFL. So what if the Jets end up stuck at number 6 with the quarterback that they don't necessarily was their first choice? Like, what if Baker Mayfield was their first choice, but the Broncos took him ahead of them? Or what if they really want Sam Darnold, but they know he won't be there? In fact, I'm going to say this. I think there is about an 87% chance that the Jets won't be picking at number 6. I think they're either going to trade up in hopes of trying to land Sam Darnold or even Josh Rosen or even Baker Mayfield. Or I think they're going to trade down and they're just going to probably settle for Lamar Jackson toward the middle of the first round. So you heard that right. I think there is an 87% chance the Jets will not be drafting number 6. I'm going to stick to it until draft night. In fact, there's still a 13% chance, and here's what the 13% chance is. The 13% chance is the Jets end up signing Eli Manning or Kirk Cousins in free agency, or they make a trade with the Chiefs to get Alex Smith for about 1 or 2 seasons, or maybe the Jets could end up trading for, maybe they can trade that first round pick to the Chiefs and maybe get a quarterback in the second round like Mason Rudolph in the second round and have him learn under Alex Smith for a season or 2. So, you heard that right. I think there's an 87% chance the Jets don't draft at number 6. Either they're going to trade up to get Sam Darnold or Josh Rosen, or they're going to trade down toward the middle of the first round and settle for Lamar Jackson.